Hello everybody, this is the Skoda Slavia and today I'm going to give you a short run through about the design of the Slavia. Before I start, let me tell you that I've already done a full review of this car that will go live soon. So here's a run through of the design first. As you can see, the bonnet has a power bulge in the middle and the bulge rolls down to the signature grille of the Skoda Slavia. This is shared with the Octavia and the design also looks kinda similar to the Octavia as well. On the front we get the LED headlights and somehow they get the halogen based indicator, not the LED one, and the LED DRLs can be seen also. Lower part of the bumper gets you the chrome surrounds and the round fog lights. Let me tell you that these fog lights are not LEDs, these are halogen based and they work rather well in the night, and the vision from the LED headlights are also great. The LED bulb incorporates both the high beam and the low beam, so that's also a nice addition. Now coming to the side, we get the 16-inch dual tone alloy wheels. These are 16 inches in size and the rubber is from Goodyear. They grip really well and they look also great, but the only problem being that the car has a 179 mm of ground clearance. That's why they feel a little bit under tired to you, but you can always upgrade to 17 inches if you feel like so. Here we have the Skoda badging, and if it were to be the Monte Carlo, you would get a Monte Carlo badging sometime soon there. These are the LED turn indicators and the ORVMs which are body colored. The window line gets a beautiful chrome surround, as you can see, to the very back. And this is how the rear profile looks. It looks a little bit upright from the back just because of the high riding position and the ground clearance. But all in all, it is a very fancy looking car, as you can see. We get a large Skoda lettering here. And these are the sleek looking LED tail lights. We get an LED DRL pattern here, and the indicators are again halogen and not LEDs. You also get some chrome surround on the lower part of the bumper. If I open up the boot, it will open up for a massive amount of around 500 plus liters, and you can also fold down the seats at 60-40 split. So as you can see, it's a great space to have. Here's again a walkthrough of the car from the behind, and this belt line which is common across all the MQB A0i and platform cars. And one great feature of the Slavia is that it gets passive entry for both the front doors, so you can click on this button to open the door. Now if we talk about the interior, this is a door, the front door. We get the chromed surround door handle, and these are the power control switches. We get 1 liter bottle holders for all the 4 doors. And there is no scuff plate here, but if it were to be the Monte Carlo edition, there will be some kind of a scuff plating there. And these are the ventilated seats. Both the front seats are ventilated with perforated leather, as you can see. Here's the dashboard layout. I will talk about that in detail when we get to the inside. Just take a look at the dashboard. It is rather fancy, somewhat inspired from the Fabia hatchback that is on sale globally. Now let's go on the inside to talk about more about the interiors. This is the 8-inch instrument cluster of the Slavia. As you can see, it gets 3 visual displays. This is the ref counter. This is a minimalist one, and here you have the proper speedometer. And from here, the steering mounted button here, you can select between what kind of information you want to have. If you want to have average economy, you can select that. And there's a lot of displays in that regard. You can select audio, and you can select only the speed. So it's all up to you. It is rather crisp, but I would have liked if it had more information. So as I speak, we don't only get the driving data, and it doesn't get the typical trip A and trip B meters. It only gets the normal sync start display. And if you were to restart it, you will have to come to the settings menu, and here you will find the car subcategory. Somewhere here you will get the instrument cluster, and from here you can basically restart, or I'd say reset the sync start or the long-term memory of the car. Now speaking about the infotainment system, it is fairly slick. It gets both wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and it works fairly good in my opinion. The only problem is that it is no more available with the Slavia because of the semiconductor shortage. Now Slavia only gets a 8-inch Panasonic sourced unit which gets Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but those are wired. This one gets wirelessly. Nonetheless, here's a dashboard layout. It gets a bronze strip running across the width of the cabin. up till here, and this particular part also houses the ambient lighting. That is a single color white LED. Looks fancy in the night. Now the lower part of the dashboard gets you the touch-based aircon controls. These are quite fiddly to use, and I would have appreciated if it had the proper mechanical and the physical tiles. But nonetheless, if I try to show you the controls, here's how you can increase or decrease the speed. And since this car is not brand new, the quality of this has started to degrade already. But nonetheless, I think these are the issues which could be sorted out easily. And here we have the wireless charging pad. I don't have a phone to show you right now, but otherwise I would have. And we get two Type-C charging ports as well. Here we have the 6-speed manual transmission. This is the 1 liter TSI. And we get the lock button here. We get the engine auto start stop here, which works flawlessly. And we have 2 speeds for both the front seats for the ventilation. As you can see, this works this way for both the seats. And we have a mechanical proper parking brake. And the glove box, if I tell you, is fairly large. As you can see, it is also cooled. So you can keep your neck and necks to keep them cooled. We get the Skoda premium sound, which is an 8-speaker setup with subwoofer and an amplifier as well. And here we have a clever space to keep your idles. And if I forgot to tell you, the Slavia gets a beautiful leather wrapped 2-spoke steering wheel. It feels really great, and it gets these knurled finish rotary knobs to increase the volume or going through the data on the instrument cluster. Here we have the light controls and a quite neat space to keep your wallet or something. And here we have the engine start stop button. Now let's get to the interiors, the rear of the car. This seat is pushed all the way back, so you may feel that the space is not there, but this seat is pushed for a height of a good heighted person, and I have enough space. As you can see, this is a view out, and these are the rear AC vents. And we also get 2 Type-C charging ports. I would have liked it Skoda had given some kind of a USB Type-A port for those who have older phones. And this is a large single pane sunroof. If I try to open it, as you can see, this is the view out, and it is fairly large. I wouldn't have liked a panoramic one on a sedan, so this works the duty well. And these are the seats. Here we also have a armrest with 2 cup holders. And the space on the inside is fairly good in my opinion. We also get seat back pockets with phone holders, and up there we get the typical door handles with Kotuk. I would have liked if Skoda had given some kind of a sunshade, if not for the side doors, but for the rear windshield. But that's also a miss. So there you are. This is the Skoda Slavia. What do you think about the car? Let me know in the comments below. And we will be bringing you the full review of this car soon. The review will go after the walk around, as you are seeing now. Just take a last look at the front of the car, which looks particularly great in my opinion. And let me also know whether you like the Virtus or the Slavia in the comments below.